All right, what's up, everybody? Dr. Justin Farnsworth here. Let's talk briefly about calf strength. So, your calf, gastroc soleus up the back, is connected obviously from the knee down to the foot. And when it comes to things that hit the ground, your foot is really the only thing that hits the ground during daily tasks. I tell people if you have a foot calf issue, it's like having a flat tire on a car. Doesn't freaking matter how the rest of the car operates, one flat tire, that thing's not going to work. The same thing happens with the foot and calf complex. So when it comes to testing and training the calf, the first metric is every adult should be able to do 30 calf raises without break. What that looks like is getting an elevated position. We can go with a straight knee and we can pump out 30 in a row. Now, when it comes to training the calf itself, there are lots of ways we can do it. We can do a seated calf raise, we can do dumbbell straight leg calf raises, but when it comes to correlating the function, my favorite, and really the one I think the evidence says is probably the best, is the slight bent knee calf raise. Why a slightly bent knee? Well, the knee, when we talk about function, has to head over the toe. That's called walking. That's called jumping. That's called squatting. That's basically called everything we do in everyday life. Mine is going to the gym, fixing our heels and sitting our butt back to do like a squat pattern inside the gym. Most of what we do asks for a forefoot position, the knee headed over the toe, and us going somewhere. Also, when we look at EMG studies and force metric studies, when you want to jump, sprint, do more athletic-based tasks, a lot of those require not only knee over toe, but also a lot of force through the soleus. Now, when you compare EMG studies of a straight knee calf raise to a bent knee calf raise, the soleus contribution is actually about the same, but on a straight knee calf raise, the gastroc is much more active. So if we want to overload the soleus specific to athletic positions, we need to do it with a bent knee. Now, my favorite way to do this is the slight bent knee calf raise with a deficit. What that looks like is taking even one weight plate, one little box would be fine, and I do like doing this barefoot, at least socks on, but get rid of the shoe, get rid of the secondary support of the foot, because I want the natural foot structure on the thing I'm going to be using. Hand assist here. As we go up, I want that knee soft, so I don't want it locked, I don't need it all the way bent here. Think soft knee bent somewhere between 35 to 45 degrees. Hand assist, and then I'm simply going to keep the knee bent as I pump myself up and down with the heel. Now, this is going to give me a slight deficit that I can get a secondary bonus of mobility that's built inside of this. But very quickly, as you start driving that weight through the forefoot, you're going to notice a pretty impressive calf burn that's going to happen up the backside. So when it comes to also loading these, we have the opportunity to not just do body weight, which I would start with if you've never done, but I would take weight, same side hand here, kettlebell, dumbbell, whatever you have, and we can start building capacity over time through the calf, through the soleus, in a position that is extremely specific to how we use it in everyday life. So when it comes to go-to exercises, there really is no one best exercise for the thing. It is relative based on goals, the person in front of us and their ability, their skill set, pain points. But if I had to pick one calf movement that I basically have all of my clients do, it's exactly this one.